Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome back to the garden. Got some flowering tobacco here, getting right into it. Azuratum starting to bloom. You can see a lot of things are starting to bloom. This is really exciting. A lot of our summer kind of flowers are starting to kind of gear up to start to bloom. Things that we started in our trays using the winter sowing method and finally got transplanted, finally got all my zinnias into the ground. Things are moving along so nicely here. We are making so much progress. Still a little floppy looking, but hopefully they'll all perk up. A lot of them have perked up. You can see standing up nice and straight. Been keeping these nice and watered just until they get established, but really excited. A few of them have even started to produce buds. Our scabiosa are continuing to open. Our status, our pastel shades status, has opened up just a little bit more since the last time you saw an update video of those. Really pretty pastel colors, those light purples, kind of lavender and whites. A few pinkish tones I've seen, but mostly these shades of purples, which are really, really pretty. I can't wait to start using these and cut flower arrangements. Also some scented stalk. The scented stalk, I will be the first to admit that scented stalk has been one of the most difficult things for me to grow in the garden. I don't know why. I've tried from fall plantings, I've tried from spring plantings. I've really just tried my best and it's been very difficult. Making our first flower arrangement, I just grabbed those scented stalks, those white scabiosa flowers, and these beautiful Queen of Sweden roses. This is the third year for this Queen of Sweden rose bush. It's not in an ideal location. It gets a lot of shade, so these flowers are not very big. But we're just going to make do with what we have. Also, that whole vase is full of the white scabiosa that was from the quote-unquote mix packet. It seems like about 75% of that mix packet is white. Hopefully some more colors will show up as they bloom and as the season progresses, but I'm not very hopeful about it. So for this arrangement, all I really did was combine all these colors together. Like I said, the double and the single scented stalks. You can tell the difference between the double and the single flowers. I think the single flowers are just as pretty. The stem length is not very long on these. They had a lot of issue with yellowing. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I don't know if I'm ever going to figure out how to grow scented stalk or not. Overall, I really like the way the colors of this came together. It feels like it needs something more, but I'm really limited with the resources of flowers that I have in the garden right now, so it just didn't work out, I don't think. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I like it, but I don't. Moving right along, we have these light apricot Chantilly Snapdragons. I know I mentioned these briefly in the video prior to this one, but man, oh man, these Chantilly Snapdragons, I tell you what, these have quickly become my favorite thing. Last season I grew the pink Chantilly Snapdragons and I thought they were absolutely gorgeous. This season I grew the light apricot, that's what you're seeing in this video, the light apricot Chantillies, and whew, oh goodness gracious. I can see why the seeds are a little bit more expensive. I believe I found these seeds at Johnny's Seeds last year. They're a little bit on the pricier side. You can find them in smaller packets, but it's always difficult to grow snapdragons from smaller packets just because the seeds are so teeny tiny, they're hard to sow. But I can definitely understand why you're paying a higher price for these. I can't wait to grow all of the colors of the Chantilly in the future. So far I've just grown light apricot and pink, but I think I want to really focus on growing the mix next year, because if the other colors are anywhere near as beautiful as the first two that I grew, these are definitely going to be one of my favorite flowers like ever. Just the coloration of these, the peachy tones with the pink kind of at the top as they open up, and they have this like really nice white looking throat, like base part of the flower, that adds just an extra bit of kind of dimension to flower arrangements. They look good with so many different blends of colors, not to mention just by themselves. I am so disappointed that I have not been able to donate any of these flowers this year yet. I am just so bummed out by that. I'm really eager to get back into the swing of things as soon as it's allowed. because that's one of the main things I think about when planning the garden is like, oh, what colors are gonna look good, what colors are gonna be really nice in arrangements or can double as, you know, by themselves and whatnot. I know I'm rambling on and on, but I can't get enough of these things. They are so gorgeous. Oh, if I had the space, man, I would plant so many rows of these beautiful snapdragons. In the future, I want to work on kind of understanding succession sowing a little better. I think that would be good. For the arrangements for these snapdragons, I just added some with those same ingredients from before, the scabiosa and those scented stalks. You can see the colors go really well with the apricot scented stalks because there is those kind of peachy pink tones in the snapdragons. Added a little bit of mint as well. Overall, I feel like this just goes together pretty decently, but it felt like it was missing something, so of course I had to go back around the garden and kind of dig around and see what I had left in terms of hardy annual blooms, because as you know, a lot of my hardy annual blooms, I have torn those out. So I grabbed some little cute white Icelandic poppies. These were the last 2 Icelandic poppies in the entire garden. Most of the poppies have been pulled out. They're past their prime, but you know, this flower arrangement is for me to enjoy. So I went ahead and I picked those and I love it. Moving on, I am going to do kind of an arrangement with the same base, but this time we are going to be adding some Shasta daisies. These are Shasta daisies that I started from seed last year using the winter sowing method. They are now blooming and they're so cute. They're just so simple, so easy to grow. I'm going to combine those with some drumstick allium and my Queen of Sweden roses. You can see that allium adds a good bit of texture and just kind of interest. Also put some wheat in there and kind of nestled the small roses down in the center. I actually really like how this one turned out because I think those daisies, the Shasta daisies, give it kind of a wildflower look, and it's less formal looking and it's kind of just like more fun, like summertime in a vase. Love it, carefree. I think that's generally more my kind of style and attitude anyway, so I always like when the flower arrangement feels like it kind of represents my personality. There's a little bit of bug damage on the Shasta daisies, but like I said, this is going on my kitchen table, so I get to enjoy it, and I'm not really going to worry about it. I also like how the daisies have these kind of ruffled petals after they're, you know, a couple days old. Very pretty. My bald cardinal, still hanging out in my garden, in case you were wondering. He looks like a little mini vulture. Also wanted to finish pulling the larkspur. These are just the rest of the volunteer larkspur that I harvested. The arrangement of the assortment of colors is just so pretty, especially from volunteers. I am so pleased with how well that these kind of reseeded themselves and gave me a nice variety of color in return. I think if I had an actual farm or something, it would be really cool to have kind of a wildflower meadow which featured these. But nonetheless, very, very pretty. That's really about it for this video. I'm going to obviously finish it out with tons and tons more video of these light apricot Chantilly Snapdragons, because after this video, these Chantilly Snapdragons will also be torn out, obviously, after I've harvested them. But they will be taken out and replaced with something else. Most likely this flower bed is going to be replaced with either a few more dahlias from my dahlia cuttings, or it is going to be replaced some sunflowers. We have a lot of cut flowers for sunflowers this year. A lot of just the day neutral, day length ones that are pollen free. I'm really excited to get those in the ground. I haven't even started them yet, so I am behind in that aspect. That's really about it for this video. I hope that it was helpful. I'm trying to kind of stay updated on these kind of update videos to show you what's blooming, what's going on each week that I'm out here. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe. I would absolutely love to have you. We're making new videos pretty frequently. I try to keep up with it. So be sure to subscribe, hit the little bell icon to get notifications if you like, you know, learning how to grow cut flowers or learning how to grow vegetables. Really never know what I'm going to post next. So if you like a surprise, you might like the channel too. I hope that you guys are having such an incredible day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.